Grand Rising, Grand Rising, Grand Rising. Hey, y'all. Happy Wednesday. I see Naughty Love is in the house. I see Bianca Edwards is in the house. Thanks for coming through, Curvies. I appreciate you both. I appreciate all my Curvies. You know what? It's Wednesday, and we've been following Married to Medicine over here on Larger Curves. Thanks for popping in. I hope you smash that like button, smash the subscribe button. If you haven't already, ring the bell so you can get notified when I upload a video. Okay? Yes, Grand Rising, Carol Chamberlain. Thank you so much for popping in. It's the second day of spring. Are you guys feeling springy? Are y'all feeling springy? I feel like a spring chicken. I feel like a spring chicken. Okay? And my husband is happy about it. So, you guys, we know that Married to Medicine just wrapped. We know that the whole season has been akin to what's the phenomenon of reality TV spilling over into reality via social media, lives, and all that stuff. Now, we know I'm Married to Medicine. Dr. Heavenly, and you know I'm a loyal boopy. Dr. Heavenly kind of started the trend on that particular franchise by going live during the demic. And it was her way of just having fun. The office was closed. She started her YouTube channel. It was so much fun seeing her on there. And she got quite the following. And then she would get comfortable and say whatever she would say. And all the cast, remember they had the intervention for her. And they were like, get off YouTube. Get off YouTube. You're a problem. You're a problem. Simultaneously going live constantly on their Instagrams and stuff. So it seemed like the problem was that she had a huge platform on YouTube. I was saying they was jealous and they was haters, because do it too. Don't complain about me doing it. You do it if you can do it better. Anyway, but they can't do it better. So they just sat around and complained about her doing it. And she said that she would never get off because of them, but she would get off if Daddy told her to. And so Dr. Daddy ended up finally telling her after the reunion part 2 that she needs to get off YouTube. No, it was reunion part 1 when Andy leaned over and said, Heavenly, all things lead back to your YouTube channel, which is not true. It's not true. It's projection, but they allowed it to stick. I guess Dr. Daddy was like, oh, you got to get off YouTube. You can't be doing that anymore. And so she told us, the boopies, that she wasn't going to be doing it anymore. And I was so like, they must just be doing this to get her off of here, because sure enough, she announces that she's not going to be on YouTube anymore. And the two main complainers of Heavenly, the two men complainers, Cecil and Sassy. Yeah, Sassy. He said he don't mind. If he don't mind, we can keep doing it. He doesn't mind. He doesn't mind. And so Sassy, you guys know I'm talking about Eugene. And so Sassy and Cecil ran right to the YouTube streets the next day and did an interview with Carlos King, you guys. So tell me it's not haterade if they can do it, but she can't. I'm just looking at the facts. I don't know. And it's not even because I'm biased. It just makes sense. How is it okay for y'all to do it, but it's not okay when I do it? How is it okay for you guys to speak to this woman and talk about this woman who's a doctor on your cast like this, but when she answers you, it's a problem? So I'm not sure. But those two men got over on Carlos King's thing. We talked about it here. And they were spilling some behind the scenes tea. Like when Carlos asked Eugene about Quad and Anila, and he was like, oh yeah, we immediately forgave Anila. I told you there's a phenomenon about looking around and blaming the darkest Black person you can find. So they forgave Anila for starting the rumors about Toya sleeping around in the neighborhood and about she was going to do a robbery and had orchestrated a robbery against Anila's house. They forgave Anila immediately. One apology. They decided it was real from her heart. So authentic. Quad has been apologizing for 2 years. And it's still not authentic enough. But at the reunion, they pretended like they was going to get over it. So the reason for this live right now is not for the recap. It's for the picture players for the after season wrap-up round of lives, you guys. Cecil and Sassy went live on Carlos King. Heavenly and Carlos went live on Patreon and YouTube. Heavenly and Quad actually went live yesterday, you guys. Yeah, I got it. It was on her Patreon. We're going to listen to some of it. Sweet Tea went live. I didn't hear any of it, but we're going to listen to it today because I want to see how she's blaming everybody else. I'm pretty sure she's still going to be blaming everybody else. If the day she stops blaming everybody else and starts being a little grateful, I'll change her name from SweetnSour back to Sweet Tea. Okay. But, yeah. So we're going to listen first. Oh, and then Simone and Toya ran to YouTube to Carlos King. Was it yesterday? Yeah, yesterday morning, and did it live. And so we're going to talk about all three of those because we thought that they left the reunion in a semi-okay place. However, based off of these lives, they might not be in the places that they presented at the reunion. So since I haven't heard the Sweet Tea one yet, and I give her such a hard time, that's where we're going to start, is on the Sweet Tea live. So let's add this to the stage and see what Sweet Tea has to say.
I'm going to try to answer a few questions. Hold on 1 second.
Tell me if you guys can hear it all right. Hey, Zelene. Tell me if you guys can hear it all right when she starts talking.
Hey,
she's looking ever so.
Ask a couple of questions.
And she actually went live also, and I missed it. I had my alarm set because she did a live with somebody from Instagram, and I missed it. So now she's on here to answer questions because I guess a lot of people didn't see it or something. So.
Hey, everybody. Does anybody have any questions since now that the season has wrapped up? I'm actually thinking about taking a conversation over TikTok. I'm trying to see how can I bring people up on here.
I don't follow her on TikTok. Do you guys?
Comments for whatever reason. So weird. Oh, here's a question. Did you want to return to season 11, you mean? That's still in the air. That is still in the air. Money talks. Money talk.
This is a live she did after that live, Zelene.
Why is this? Okay, somebody need to come help me with this. Why is this only coming through? The comments coming through like this with the questions. So weird. What's your favorite dish to cook for your husband?
So yesterday, this is the pick your player in the after season wrap up round of lives. Like I was saying, Dr. Heavenly and Quad went live. Simone and Cecil went live. Toya and Surround Sound went live. And Sweet Tea, SweetnSour went live also. She went live yesterday on Instagram. I missed it. This is something that she posted after that live. And so we were going to take a look at it together. Hey, DV, thanks for coming through.
Short ribs with sherry wine. So good with mashed potatoes. Delicious. Y'all gotta try it. Do you think you...
Yes, Surround Sound. That's what the Raindrops named Dr. Simone and her yelling ass.
How did you feel about Dr. G saying his thoughts about Phaedra and he has regrets about not being with her today? Gregory was saying that as a joke, and when he said that, I don't know what the hell he was talking about. They didn't see it, but I was like, Gregory, what's wrong? But he was trying to explain something else without embarrassing Phaedra. But Gregory is not the greatest. He has a high IQ, but his social intelligence is just not there. Love my baby though. But that's just not his special. That's not his thing. And I may not understood what he was trying to say, what he explained to me later, and that's something that you got to get into and explain. So, but I'm confident in my relationship, and he may have slipped up. He may have said some things that I didn't agree with at the time. He's just not good at explaining himself, and hey, y'all got to get used to it. You know,
We got to get used to it, y'all.
my man for no petty stuff. Okay. Are you still on the baby journey? I am on the baby journey. We actually, well, I had surgery back in August, so now we are actively trying. So, someone was telling me today, I gotta get the maca root, I gotta get the red clover, all these different things. I got the conception kits, child.
All I did was eat a lot of spinach. Folic acid.
It's so interesting. Let me see if I can invite somebody up.
I'm going to hurry up and answer this question, Zelene. So what's the deal of everyone going live? Exactly. The editing on the season and on the reunion left everybody feeling unfinished. I figure that's the reason for these lives, so that they can say what they want to say now that the season's over. They can speak freely because they won't be giving away any spoilers and they won't be edited. So let the race begin for the best undoing of the bad edits.
Can anybody explain why I'm not getting my comments? For whatever reason, I can't get comments.
Well, you limited them, darling. It says comments are limited.
So now that the reunion is over, I'm doing pretty good. I'm just doing me, getting back to life. But also, if in case I do the show for next season, just preparing for that. If I need to, I'm gonna start. Depending on, I haven't signed any contracts. You're my favorite, and please prepare to read, because she was just. I'm not even gonna get into that. It's not even. You need to go speak that into existence, okay? Hey, sweetie, I hope you keep going. It was good to see young, fresh face on the show. I love how you stood your ground. That's the only thing I can do. Whenever you're on TV and you are new to filming and cameras, but it just takes time to get used to that. It's not easy, especially sharing stuff that you normally just don't share in front of people, and then getting your doctor's appointments and all of it. Okay, that's kind of nerve-wracking. Why do you let the ladies take you out of character so much? I wouldn't say I let them take me out of the character too much. I definitely stand up for myself, for sure.
I knew it was her character.
Nobody's really taking me out of character.
I knew it.
Other than a few times. And that's prone to happen whenever you get into a group of people and they're coming at you. You gonna snap. You gonna snap at them, and unfortunately, you as viewers, you don't always see what goes on throughout the season. You only see bits and parts of something that was, reduced down to 45 minutes. So you don't get a chance to see everything. Take it to TikTok to see the comments where I restart the live. Okay, I got you. Okay, what I'll probably do is I'm gonna have to take it to TikTok, I might have to jump on it real quick, but I have to figure out how to work that, but I can't see the comments. Like, I see questions coming in, but I don't see any comments. So I might have to take it to TikTok. I'm gonna try to see if it'll allow me. I'll mess with it. So you guys go to TikTok, The Real Sweet Tea, and I'm just trying to hop on and see what happens with that, okay? All right.
Awesome. Okay, so let's go here. So I definitely am part of Dr. Heavenly's Patreon. And so let's do it like this. There we go. So I'm part of Dr. Heavenly's Patreon, and yesterday she had Quad on, and Quad, we saw her on Instagram. I don't know if y'all saw it, but I was having the best time. I wanted to be there so bad at Yandy Menendez's party, and everybody was there. They were having the best time. It looked like such, oh my God, I felt like I was there. They could like do a streaming thing of just girls having fun and being sisters and playing games and dancing. It looked like the best time, living their best life, celebrating Yandy's birthday. All the ladies, Drew Sidor was there, Rashida, freaking Erica Dixon, Yandy, a lot of people I don't know, and they were having the best time. Everybody had on blue pajamas. And so that was one thing that Quad had posted right after one of the reunions. And if you catch Dr. Simone and the bent elbow, surround sound, and I call her the day drinker. Simone is surround sound, and Toya is the day drinker at this point. And so they were on Carlos King's live, and they were like, and she's not even listening. She's still doing the same exact thing. She's just out and she's doing her da-da-da-da. It just sounds like they're so jealous that she can drop everything at the dime and go hang out with girlfriends and have fun and not have to be tired and complaining about their husband's penis size all time. I don't know. It just literally seems like hate, because I'm not sure what the exact problem is with Quad living her best life. I'm not sure how it affects surround sound and the day drinker so directly that they're like, she still doesn't get it. She's still doing the exact same thing. Look, I get a break from you bitches. I can have a break, and I don't have to live in your booty cheeks. I don't have to live there. I can go into a party with fun people. Have you ever seen the ladies of Married to Medicine have as much fun as you saw freaking Quad have with Yandy and them? Have you ever? No, because it's not the same vibe. Their idea of fun is relaxing with their families, maybe having a barbecue or something like that. They're not having games in a twerk off until the wee hours of the morning because they can't stay up that long, y'all. They want Quad to age herself to hang out with them. And I don't think that is necessary. But anyway, here, let's speed this up because I did have to pay my money for this. So let's speed this up. You guys are going to have to pay your money if you want to hear the real. Because plus, yeah, I don't own the rights to this. And let me see. Let's start right here.
10 minutes of, but how did you fare at the reunion? I felt like you were good with everyone when we left the reunion. Is that not correct?
Well, see, that's the thing. In reference to the reunion, I know now there's a lot going on. I think it's challenging. I think it's only fair that our fans and the viewers understand what actually took place in the sequence of everything. Yes, there was a lot of headway that was being made even before reunion. And then, of course, reunion happened, and there were some things that were said and stated at reunion that I felt that should have been stated or said. I think that I was abundantly clear about it not being said immediately when it was said. And now I'm speaking in regards to Simone, and when it was said, after the session, I immediately got up and went directly to the control room, and I pleaded with production to remove those details and remove that portion of the of what was said in the images, because I knew what it meant for our family. I knew what it would have done to our family. It's definitely a trigger. And they just negated to do that. It's unfortunate because when you look back and you say, hey, listen, I've been here for 10 years, 10 seasons. And, we've had some ups and downs and whatnot, but, we've still been able to make really great TV. But to cross the line when you're dealing with the tragedy of a loss of a family member, a loved one, especially someone who is a minor and who is very dear to our family, and for me to go and ask for it not to be aired, and it was just completely disregarded. It's disheartening. Not only is it disheartening when you see that new people who can arrive on the show and say that they don't want to talk about certain things, it's a little bit uncomfortable for them, and may hurt their reputation, and those things were stated to you all not to be brought up. It hurts because it's like it makes me feel, not valued. And that's where I am.
And Simone says that you push the fans to go up for you. That's what I'm reading.
Okay, here's the thing. That's what she has to understand. What first thing is, why not just see it for what it is? Meaning, If you said something, if you've done something wrong, if you said something wrong, why not just apologize for it? Why constantly shift the blame or point the finger or not take the magic word accountability for your personal actions? Simone has her own fans. I have mine. You have yours. Jackie has hers, and so forth and so on. We do know and understand that we cannot control our fans. Our fans love us. They support us. They feel for us. And my fans are very vocal. They've seen what transpired this season, and they were just unhappy with it. You got to be crazy to think that I know each and every member of the Quad Squad. I absolutely don't. Do I appreciate them for sending all of the prayers, their DMs, giving me words of encouragement, telling me how much I've inspired them? Absolutely. But I cannot control what they do or say. Now, what Simone needs to do is take responsibility for what she has done and what she has said. And then I think at that moment, her and I can really truly begin to, have some healing in our relationship, because we were doing fine, we were. And here's the thing, I did not like what she said at the reunion, right? But I wasn't going to address it with her at that time because I know that there are higher powers than her, right? And so I went to address it with them. Unfortunately, it fell on deaf ear when I asked for it to be removed.
My thing is, I wanted to say this publicly, and I'll do this on camera when the camera starts back rolling. If you choose to sign your contract, if you got one, because people say I don't know who got one, who did. However, when
I can clear that. I'm sorry for interrupting, but I can clear that up. I received an offer letter. I received an offer letter within the first week. We all got them, so I have received mine. We're going to take a closer look at it and review it. We just want things to be done a lot different this year, this season. I most certainly cannot take another hit like I took last season. It was hurtful. It really made me sad. It really made me sad to see how things.
Real quick, I put it like this because since I pay for it, I don't really want to put all the whole Heavenly's video just out there like that. So I'm going to overlay me on it right now. We're going to keep on listening to it though. But that way, if somebody tries to come and like use this, then they won't have the picture. Okay?
Transpired in Napa. I told you this once before. I'll tell you again. Listen, I lost weight. I couldn't eat. I couldn't sleep. My hair was like in a blender. I really had a hard time with that. That wasn't a good time for me at all.
If I could say one thing, I'm trying to figure out how I should do this. I want to do it on camera, but I want to do it now. Listen, I did not get it then, and it took a few people to talk to me, and I'm gonna tell you who those people were. But before I say anything, I would like to apologize to you. You did not deserve any of that. You didn't deserve what happened at the reunion. You did not. And I'm my own person. Like, I'm not doing this because, Simone, I always speak my truth. You know what I'm saying? Good, bad, or ugly, you know that about me. And I talk about everybody. But if I look at the last 10 years and I look at what has been done to everyone, I'm going to be very careful in saying we all made mistakes. I do not see who's done so much worse than anybody else. My gripe with you, and I told you this, we talked about it personally, was I thought you was buddy-buddy with Phaedra, and you left me, and it hurt my feelings. It just did. So you left me, and then in the thing, I was like, well, you know what, Phaedra left. So that's what happened with that. But I want to apologize because it's been so much, and my whole thing is, when is enough enough? But I honestly thought I didn't get it. I didn't get it. When we brought on Sweet Tea, and I'm gonna just say this, I'm apologizing for it, but I did not know what the extent of what happened with you and Dr. G until you put it out there. When you talk, people around you told me your stuff once she came on the show. Like, Heavenly, why would you bring this girl on the show? I thought y'all was, like everybody else, we made light of it because Quad is the strong one. She acts like she's my father. So I was like, okay, if this girl going in. But once I realized everything that went down, I was like, oh my God, I see why Quad left us alone. I see why she's mad. And I'm gonna tell you for God, it took Drew Sidora to call me. Your girl Drew, she said, Heavenly, do you know how hard it is to go through a divorce? You know how hard it is? And I'm like, but that's Quad. Quad is just beautiful. Quad got it going on. Quad got, everything. She's not mad. She said, Heavenly, but you don't know her inner thoughts. And I thought about it. I sat back and I was like, damn, we fucked up. We fucked up. And I'm the person who said, I don't know if anybody else will say it, but we fucked up.
No one thus far has said what you're saying. I appreciate you saying what you're saying, but I am going to need you to say that stuff. So for next season. Because we talk about this all the time. That's right. Because we want to make our apologies as loud as we made the ruckus, right? As loud as we made the mistake. And I really appreciate you saying this to me now. I accept it, but we got to do it on a lot of platform. And so we got to do it on the same platform that it was given to me on. It was awful how it was treated in that. And I even recently just spoke about it on Watch What Happens Live with Andy Cohen. Andy Cohen never even presented the question. Do you all think you could have treated Paul differently? Do you think you treated her poorly? Nothing. It was never brought up. Now, I do want people to understand that it's not always Andy Cohen. Andy gets a very, very, very bad rep because like Andy didn't do this. Andy has a whole, earpiece in his ear from the from production, who's telling him what to say, who's telling him what to forward. It's not Andy Cohen, okay? Especially with Married to Medicine. Now, maybe it's a little different with Housewives because he is more involved in that particular franchise than our standalone show. But when it comes to Married to Medicine, he's reading from cue cards, like Heavenly said. He's also has a earpiece in his ear that's connected to the control room. So I do want to make that clear. I do want to say thank you so much, Heavenly, for apologizing. I never meant to make you feel like I didn't care for you or did not want to, or just I wanted to discontinue our friendship since Phaedra was brought on board. It wasn't that. It was just, hey, I've known Phaedra for a number of years. We were the closest out of the Marriage and Medicine group, but, of course, off camera because she was on Housewives. And I just thought that it would be good to bring her on and to have that connection with her as well. Not aborting you, Okay? And maybe I should have had that conversation with you. So for that, I'll take accountability for not doing that, right? So I never meant to make you feel left out. I never meant to make you feel like jealous or anything. But you did get a little jealous. And then you got over there with her and y'all both got my ass out.
But I just want to recapitulate how they didn't cut out the negative thing that happened at your home. However, they did cut out all of the things that were said that happened to you by Dr. G. How do they determine what they cut out and what they don't cut out? Because both of it was pretty, bad.
No, it was across the board. And that's the part that's unfair, and that is a bit disproportionate, right? I think that there's a level of protection for certain people that is just not given to me. I said that at the reunion. No one ever saw it because they cut it out. I said, when I'm trying to defend myself, prove a point, or present a fact, everything that I say is going to be removed. It's going to be removed. But if it is to show the shortcomings of other people, they're going to protect them. And that's the part that makes it so hard to still give my heart to Mary Medicine, because I've been treated so unfair. There are concessions made for other people that just isn't made for me. I've even had an executive of our production company, you know who I'm talking about, who's the owner, who said, oh, Pop, but you're strong, you can handle it, you can take it. That's the problem. When people perceive you as being strong, they don't give you the compassion. There's no compassion for strong people. It's like, oh, she can handle it, she can deal with it, yeah, she'll be fine. Just drag her. Say whatever you want to say about her. Do whatever you want to do to her. And then to be told that I don't have any friends at the network, that was very disheartening. And it was an untrue statement.
Who said that? That you didn't have any friends? I didn't hear that. Who said that? Who said that at the reunion?
No, baby, you wouldn't hear that. That was a personal call. That was a personal call.
Oh, okay.
That was not a personal call. I do apologize. It wasn't a personal call. It was a personal conversation with me and another person.
Okay. Well, I'm telling you, you do have a friend. You have a friend in me. You've been there for me, and I can say, me and Dr. Jackie are cool, and she knows some things that I would never tell about her, and the same thing. But I'm your friend. Like, we don't hang out. I mean, we hang out sometimes, but we have
we do hang out, but we do have different lives, and it shouldn't be made to be something that is demonized or something that is a bad thing. We do have different lives. Currently right now, I'm not married. At the drop of a hat, I can travel and be wherever I want to be. Like right now, I'm in Rome. A couple days from now, I'll be in Florence. A couple days from then, I'll be in Venice. A couple days from then, I'll be in Paris. But it doesn't mean that I don't love you. It doesn't mean that I don't care for you. It doesn't mean that if you need me, I'm not going to be there for you. I am taking time out of my vacation right now to do this because I want to let you know, if you call on me, I'm going to be there for you.
I appreciate it. So where do we go from here? Season 11. Where do you go? Do you feel comfortable filming with Dr. G based on all the things that, you talked about at the reunion and they didn't play it?
Oh, that was cut out. I remember tweeting, wow, it's been so much cutting, chopping, removing, modification, snipping. It's awful when it comes to me. And I'm just like, this has got to stop. Like, when I think about, like, I'm not even, it's not even about being a star or whatever. I have even removed Married to Medicine from any of my social media. I think mine is Twitter. I got to go over there and do that. Because I don't want to, well, let me explain to you why. Because I don't want to step on anyone's toes. I don't want to make anyone feel like, oh, she thinks she's out there. She thinks she's better than us. She thinks she's the star of stuff. Whoever want it, y'all go for it. You can have it. It's not even anywhere on my social media because I want people to feel comfortable. Okay? People don't want me to feel comfortable, but I want people to feel comfortable.
Don't you think the world should know what Dr. G did to you? Because we didn't know. I didn't know, Squad. I swear to God, I did not know.
Well, let me tell you why. Can I explain to you why? When you are still married to someone, right? And at the time when we had that sit down on, it was one of the reunions. I remember I had on the blue dress, and it was myself, me, and H1, and we had really like a face-to-face, and a lot of things we openly discussed. But even in there was a level of still protecting him based on his career. There was something in me that still wanted to protect him based on his career, based on him working so hard for his position. I don't want to destroy that, but at the same token, I can't say that I'm keeping it real to myself and love myself and not being open and honest and ready to what happens, right? The deal is, at that very moment, everybody, including the
Thanks for coming through, James.
Was made clear on what had transpired in our marriage, yet until they decided to allow him and his new wife to be on the path. And they didn't even give me a first call. That's the type of business said. Like, there was not even a first call that said, hey, this is what we're thinking about. Let us know how we feel. We don't want you to leave.
Okay. So this question right here, Rachel, that's the point. At the reunion, Quad detailed the abuse, allegedly, from Dr. G that she had endured during their relationship in front of him on the stage. They cut it all out. They didn't let one thing Quad said she experienced in her marriage with that freaking weirdo. I think the G stands for gross at this point, based off of the things that he said in front of his current wife, to his ex-wife, and to his other girlfriend. That was gross. what he did to Quad the first time around, meeting the girl in the room, and we went back to the room, and it is what it is. That was gross. Getting on the floor, frothing in front of her and the people, that was gross. In addition to the actual treatment of him with DVs on her. They didn't even play it, you guys. And Quad is reluctant in this moment. She doesn't even tell us. Dr. Heavenly keeps asking her, well, you don't want the people to know? You don't want the people to know? And she's on vacation with like 12 of her family members in Rome right now. Of course, she don't want to talk about it right now, but she might come back and talk about it. Let's keep going.
What can we do to make you comfortable in this situation?
I didn't know it was that bad. I swear to God, I don't know how I missed it. I saw what happened on TV, when y'all did the reunion together. But this past reunion, and he did not negate anything you said. He didn't say any of that wasn't true. I didn't know. You didn't say all of that, Quad. You did not say all that ever about him. Had I known all of that, I would have never looked at Sweetie or him coming back. I saw why you pulled yourself away from us. Based on that reunion and what happened and what other people told me that they saw happen. That, you know what I'm saying, after, his new wife was on the show. So, I'm all again. I apologize, but I swear to God, I did not know.
Well, see, and that's the thing. Like, we never take a moment. Everything is all good when it's up against someone else. Until you're actually put yourself in the shoes of a person, then it hits home. You know what I mean? And so I think we all are probably guilty of that. But there was a part of me that still wanted to take his career. Listen, he did hurt me. He really did. But I didn't want to be the person to take his career away from him. Listen, I felt like things should have been done differently and handled differently when it came down to the networking itself. And it just was. It was a huge letdown. It was a huge letdown. And it makes me question, like, where's my value? How much value do you all have for me on this show? Am I even valuable? Or am I just the person that it makes for great TV when people are walking over me as if I was a doormat at the front door?
How do you stand up? Like, how do you, based on all of that, and I don't know how I would deal with it, but how do you get up in the morning, put your face on and walk proud when all of that comes down and you got to re-see that man on your job, on your platform? How do you do that?
It takes a lot of prayer. I prayed it every time before I went into a scene, and I thought that they would be present or he would be present. I want to make this clear. His new wife, I don't have nothing against that girl. I really don't. I truly don't. But I see that the narrative there was to support some form of animosity between the two of us. I'm not. Even when I have spoken about her, it's because I have been questioning about her. I don't just off the top of my head blurt out something about her because I don't even honestly know her enough to say anything good or bad about her in particular. I just know I know him, and when I speak in reference to him, not her. How I wake up and when I know that I have a scene and maybe they'll be present, I do a lot of praying. I ask God to guide me. I ask God to make provisions for me, and I ask God for strength. That's the only way that I'm able to get through it, because I know that these people were placed here, implanted in this show to get a rise out of me, to evoke an emotion out of me, to make me act belligerent and out of control, and that's not it. I'm sorry, it was a huge failure. It was they felt miserable because mentally I'm just not there. I'm just not there to be that person that is holding that type of anger.
What does your mama say about all this? What does Mrs. Curvies say?
She's here in Rome with me too, and about 12 other of my family members. It's been difficult, especially with part one of the reunion. It was horrible. I had so many phone calls from my family yelling at me, screaming at me, and what is this about? How dare this happen? Why did you let this happen? And I'm in tears myself, like even thinking about it. I'm like, it's not me. I did the best that I could do. I went directly to the producer. And we immediately after the scene, I asked for that to be cut, and it just wasn't valued. It just wasn't respected. And so there has been an uphill. There's been a wedge. I got to say.
It's crazy.
It was bad. It was very bad at that time with my family because everybody hurt. And with all of you see us smiling and all that.
Thanks for coming to Larger Curve. Smash that like button. Smash the subscribe button on your way in if you can. Ring the bell so you can get notified next time I upload a video. Thank you.
Okay, we're having some issues with the router. Maybe we can pick this up at another time, but it's
good now. How do you feel about season with Dr. G and his new wife? How do you feel? Do you feel like okay with that or?
I have mixed feelings. And it's kind of like, as the network, as, the production company, you kind of have to weigh it out. What's the better benefit for you all?
What is it?
Maybe they might feel that the better benefit is Dr. G's new wife. And others may say, well, Claude has been here since the conception and she's helped to make the show. And I said help to make the show what it is today. We are connected to her. We understand her. We've been inspired by her. We like to see Claude stay on the show. But I can tell you the way I was handled this season, I was handled like a piece of trash on the street.
if I put my producer hat on it, I'm not a producer. I just talk. I think that they never got the moment, other than, at the finale when you actually saw him one-on-one. They never got you guys in the same room the whole season. And if they're holding on to that whole situation,
hi Saltra,
is to get that scenario.
Thanks for coming through, Dina, Bama Girl, Rachel,
like just happen to see how you all
James C. Patterson,
he act like he saw
Trey.
So shook. And I
wonder why.
I wanted to. I said it over and over again. But it is what it is. However,
you have a question.
So my next question is, where are you?
She's in Rome.
I don't want to lose you. I'm less than 10% now. Thank you.
Okay, I'm trying to see if they got they said that the network is wasting a check on Dr. G and his new concubine. There's so many fabulous states in Atlanta to choose from. Okay, and they're going in. Okay, they're going in on that. But my whole thing is, where are you with Phaedra now? Because I saw, TGIF, but then I also saw the Watch What Happens Live where you said you'll be fine with everyone.
Well, I said I would be fine with everyone if they came forward with a sincere apology. And that's what I mean. That's what it'll take. It seems like the whole focus this season was let's humble Quad, let's make Quad bow down. Let's all band together to go up against Quad and shrink her. And it was very nasty in how those things were done, and everyone wanted me to apologize. So I've done that. I've done it profusely now. There's no more apologizing for me. I want to see it be fair, and to see that people will say, you know what, we mistreated her on the trip to Napa. We could have done that differently. I said some nasty things. I said some hurtful things to her about her in her family that was very damaging. And so it'll be good for those people to take their responsibility for their actions. I don't know, because I feel whether there's something, if Carlos gets through something, someone should be good with what's the baby, Toya and it just seems like Simone she's just not the Simone that I know. It's like someone else is
angering her. Because to me, what I see, and I'm just being honest, looking from the outside, is that she's not angry with you. She's angry with what the people are saying on social media. Because the first thing I saw, and I didn't see the whole thing, so I have to clarify that. But the first thing she said was, you guys have been dragging me on social media. So to me, that makes me feel like she's not so much angry with you. She's angry with the people bring because of the situation, what happened with you. You get that? Y'all, she froze again. But anyway, I think that, I feel bad, y'all. I try to look at the things from both sides, and I know what my honest feelings are, and I know that, I don't see everything, but I think that I see everything, and what I see, I speak on. I speak up for what I think is right. And honestly, my answer to Quad would be don't.
We have a witch hunt on your back, and to be singled out, to be made to feel isolated or by yourself, or as if you had when you are acting on behalf of someone else, and I had to make it fine.
You're breaking up again now. You're breaking up again. So, yeah.
So, that's pretty much this live. She does say some more stuff. You guys go through and catch it. Now, let's come over here to good old Carlos King. Make sure he's on speed it up. Playback speed. Let's put it at 1.5. And let's listen to some of what they had to say over at Carlos King when Surround Sound and the Day Drinker popped in. And they even commented on how, Heavenly not on here no more. Like they did something, you guys. They are so jealous and petty. I have no idea how these two ended up besties, doing all the work of the producers to do all this damage to the other ladies or whatever, allowing themselves to be used. And none of these stories are matching. Watch.
This show. And so it wasn't triggering that my friend was exiled.
So how would you have handled it? Producer hat.
Real talk?
Yes.
I would have done a one-on-one.
Her and I.
Yes. And I would have been the spokesperson on behalf of the collective. This is how we're feeling. And if you would like to understand how the girls are feeling, let you and I have the conversation. And then we're at a decent place. Let me bring you into the collective. Because if they visually see that, okay, Toya and Quad made amends, at least we know that she's at the place to do so.
Right. Well, that's what we did with Mariah back in the day. Yeah. Remember? And I process who's real in my life versus who's just here faking it. But I don't think because let me finish. Atlanta's one of those cities where
what's good, Chef Don Don?
When the times are good, the room is full. It is when shit is down that you got those one or two people right by your side. And even though she was saying not to say it, honestly, it's been said before, it's been on the news, it's been on social media. It is not like I said anything that's not already out there. It is not like I gossiped about anything I heard surrounding it. But the point was,
no matter what condition you and I are in, I still show up for you in a real way, the realest that it's ever going to get. Why did I left that reunion on a good foot? I have a whole stream of text messages because I texted her the next day. First of all, she came right after that and hugged me. We embraced. I texted her the next day, regardless of this show, regardless of this platform, I'm going to always love you.
So, okay, let me turn that down while that commercial plays. So you guys, this is Simone speaking to what she feels happened in that moment and why she decided to bring it up. In the live that Dr. Heavenly did with Quad, I don't know if I think I might have sped past it, but there was a point when Quad says that Simone, she doesn't know what happened to her and Simone because Simone is just doing everything production asked her to do. Like Simone was asked to go to Hilton Head. Simone hosted that trip to Hilton Head after other people were like, no, I'm not doing that. Simone did it, you guys. And just like Simone was asked to bring up the tragedy at the reunion because nobody talked about it the whole season. Just like somebody asked for somebody to bring up what Apollo and Phaedra's relationship was. So those two people right there keep on doing what production asked them to do and then pretending like, oh, we didn't do anything. Nothing to see here, folks. She was asked to bring up that tragedy. And in spite of Quad begging her not to, she did what production told her to do, you guys.
2 weeks ago, I had her birthday. Hey, what's up for your birthday? Let's get together from Quad.
Okay.
I got those receipts in my cell phone. And so again, once the episode hit and the fans go in, right? But I stand in my truth. And we're not cool right now.
You're not?
No, because again, the fans have told her that I'm a low down dirty bitch for saying it after she told me not to, even though she came to hug me right after that.
What was the last communication that's had via text?
It's a birthday.
It was the birthday.
Yes, my birthday is February 23rd. But we've been texting the whole time since January 23rd. And so I'm sorry, Gail.
No, that's around South Simone. You're good.
I'm just wondering why. I think the audience, and just speaking from an audience perspective, they probably felt that you were getting too invasive, right? Because she's saying, no, don't bring it up. Don't bring it up.
I would have said there was an incident that occurred at her house.
She said it.
No. I would not have mentioned. I would have gone further into detail because I would have seen this woman already triggered by the thought of me saying it. I would have stopped it. And I'm saying that as somebody who was told by a cast member of Mother Mary's Huntsville when we filmed Martell apologizing to his son. I wasn't in the room. I didn't produce it. I wasn't in the state of Alabama. But because it's my production company and it's my show that I created, I took full responsibility and said, I didn't know, my bad. It will never happen again. And it happened. So I think that's why.
I think it's unfair.
Okay.
I think it's unfair for people to feel like we was attacked or Simone was attacked. Why? In a place where she would have been triggered. Well, I don't move in a way that I would ever want to harm anybody as a result of filming the show. Absolutely.
I see you getting emotional.
That's contradictory because it kind of feels like they don't give a damn about harming Quad for the show. That's so weird.
Dr. Simone, why is that?
And I made the comment, and as inappropriate as it wasn't my intent to injure her or anybody in her family. It wasn't the intent to be injured, was to drive home the point. But again, I have nothing but love for Quad. If we never speak again, and that's what I told her the next day, literally, we never speak again, I still have nothing but love for her. And again, for people to make this narrative that we would try to push any one individual off of the show is a bad narrative. Each individual
Does everybody's eyes in the chat work? Were we all watching the same show? Did we not see them try to push Mariah off the show and push Quad off the show? We didn't see that? Like Mariah's literally off her show right now today. And however many years later, 5, 10, 28 years later, she still swears they pushed her off the show. And we just saw them say and demand that Quad show up in a certain way for them to be around her. She needs to be way more boring and stop living her best life to be around her, or else you're not our real friend. I want you to look at Toya right here. Can you guys see Toya? You guys can't see. Anyway, I don't know what's up with Toya. Toya got it in for everybody. She really does not like Quad, you guys. Why is Quad and Heavenly so inside Toya's head, you guys? Let's see. I'm going to fast forward it to the part where she says that she forgives Anila. Let's just get there. Another commercial. Wait a second. Because I am just baffled that these ladies are pretending like we didn't see what we saw, hear what we heard. I mean, and I know there's edits, but there's also common sense. Like a lot of the stuff I literally during the season was like, where's the rest of that sentence? Where's that context? That sounded crazy. That sounded like one of those people you pass by on the street babbling to themselves. It didn't make any sense because of the edit. But the fact was, you did send that lady home. You did want her off the show, or else she's not your real friend.
And there was a time, maybe 2-3 years ago, me and Eugene just were not communicating well. And it was around the people calling him Eugenia, and it started before that, though. It started with me feeling like he was attacking me with my children on camera. And he was like, what do you mean? And maybe I wasn't expressing myself in the right way, but I was feeling like I was being attacked like in so many areas. It was like production, always showing me with the alcohol. And I was just like, this is not fair. And then I had to come home and I had to deal with them and they making jokes about, how I talk. And they never made jokes about how I talked before. And it was like, I was getting hit in so many directions that it was starting to affect me as a person, my own personal self-esteem. And I was like, that's not like Toya. Toya's like self-esteem. Toya is, she knows who she is. I know who I am in God. I know who he created. And I'm okay with that girl. And when it was like I was speaking another language. And it was because he was obviously speaking another language to me. Our communication was dead, right? Dead. And I had to go back home. I went back to Michigan. And I spent some time with some very old friends of mine that I had been friends with, whether it be, I'm thankful for what Reunion gave us. We would have just moved on. We would still be friends and still, once you make a decision.
So that's why I said to her, I said, in Dr. Simone's
defense. So I'm
defense,
not going to play with you.
Yeah.
She can just be moved.
No, I said to her live, I said, in Dr. Simone's defense, as production, it takes weeks or months to clear a trip. And we are the ones who make it happen. And if something happens last minute, we can't just say, all this money we put up front can be null and void. So I did let you know.
But here's a fact. They are still married, which means they overpaid.
Yeah, I get it, kid.
To have this blue dot on the entire US of A that you're just going to avoid is crazy and unrealistic. If you overcome it. And so we get an opportunity to show the viewers.
Yeah. Which is why I'm happy they showed up. But that's what the show's about. That's why I'm happy they showed up. Dude, are you jealous of Dr. Heavenly and Jackie's friendship?
Absolutely not.
Is she jealous of your friendship with Jackie? Is Dr. Heavenly jealous of Simone?
Because I think Heavenly and Jackie are close.
Are they closer than y'all two?
I can't speak to, you mean our...
Because you and Jackie, I want from very close.
Yeah.
Who's closer now?
Now Heavenly is closer to Jackie than I am. Now Heavenly is closer to Jackie than I am. But it has nothing to do with Heavenly. And let me say this. In December, we truly, truly have our friendship back where it's supposed to be.
The thing I said earlier about how, look at Toya, how she just has it out for Quad and Heavenly. So Simone is sitting here talking about how it has nothing to do with Heavenly. And then you see that little head twitch that Toya, the day drinker, just did, where, how can we make this about Heavenly? Watch.
But I think Heavenly feels like she's in competition. You can be in competition with as much shit as me and Jacqueline Walton have. What do you mean like it doesn't have anything to do with Heavenly?
See?
This one? Yeah. I think that this platform, the fact that we made it with a friendship intact for as long as we did on this platform, I think it's difficult. And think about how often the fans will have you in your feelings about something I said, about something I did. I think it's hard. So do you think that this is my new thing. I think that Heavenly puts in the work to build that relationship. I think right now. I think the active, I don't get that. I think right now. We're equal. You're not on no pedestal with.
So you see that? So, okay. So when Heavenly had her YouTube channel, whatever she said was a problem. These two get right to YouTube. And did you guys notice that Heavenly's been really good, you guys? Heavenly has been so good about being nice to everybody. Heavenly is the type of person who has self-awareness. We didn't like your mama things. She evolved. We didn't like something else. She evolved. Everybody was tired of her picking on Toya, the day drinker. She evolved. It's not like she does what people say. What she does is she looks and says, oh, is this real? Is this not real? Am I being too much? And she'll readjust. But these two right here, are only demanding everything of everybody else and have not readjusted nothing because they're constantly talk trash about the other ladies. So now Heavenly's an ass kisser. Really? Really? Okay. Okay.
Equal, I don't kiss no ass. And I think Heavenly is a chaser and an ass kisser. It's my honest opinion. Heavenly gets hers all the time. You still down at the YouTube. And I just give her my honest opinion. So she puts in the time. And I think that Jackie, that's a ass kisser. Of not putting as much time, which has allowed it peace.
Did you say to Quad, I can't go against Toya?
Oh, what I said.
So it's not ass kissing to not go against Toya? Okay. Let's go.
Quad and I were at CNS Seafood and we were having dinner. And what I told her is this: Toya is not dictating any of my friendships. However, I'm not going to do anything that jeopardizes my friendship with Toya. And so me hanging out with Quad, being friends with Quad, she knows when I reached out to her after the incident, I told Toya I'm reaching out to her.
So she had to go to Toya. That's interesting, you guys. She went to Toya after the tragedy and said, I'm going to reach out to Quad, just like after Jackie's tragedy, Quad reached out to Heavenly to see if it was okay for her to reach out to Jackie. And at the reunion, remember, surround sound was like, why you gotta reach out to her? You can't call her directly? And she just said she did the same thing, you guys. They're two freaking weirdos. They want everybody to take accountability. Nobody can say nothing about them. Everybody has to kiss their ass, but they're not ass kissers. Okay.
Because it's not impacting my friendship with her. And one of the things that happened in our friendship early on is she was like, you sit there, you're not saying anything, you don't have my back. And I made a decision, because Jackie's feeling is, well, you're always defending Toya. I made a decision that anytime it's 2 against 1, and my friend is involved, you're going to hear my mouth. So if Quad and Toya are having a disagreement, as long as Heavenly keeps quiet, I'm quiet. Heavenly jumps in, I jump in. Because they were tag teaming. And it's okay. They tag team. I'm playing double dutch. I'm jumping in.
Did you hear that? Have you guys noticed? Did you guys see it play out that way? Because I actually saw Simone jump in when only Heavenly was talking. I actually saw Simone jump in when only Quad was talking. I actually saw Simone jump in when only one person was dealing with Toya. So there was no tag teaming involved when she would insert herself as the shield to her alliance person, Toya. And she just said from her own mouth, listen, I'm going to rewind it, you guys. We're going to listen to it again. Because this is their alliance.
Quad, I can't go against Toya.
When I said, Quad and I were at CNS Seafood and we were having dinner. And what I told her is this: Toya is not dictating any of my friendships. However, I'm not going to do anything that jeopardizes my friendship with Toya. And so me hanging out with Quad, being friends with Quad, she knows when I reached out to her after the incident, I told Toya I'm reaching out to her. It's Toya will be like, Toya doesn't care about my friendship with any of these ladies because it's not impacting my friendship with her. And one of the things that happened in our friendship early on is she was like, you sit there, you're not saying anything, you don't have my back. And I made a decision, because Jackie's feeling is, well, you're always defending Toya. I made a decision that anytime it's 2 against 1, and my friend is involved, you're going to hear my mouth. So if Quad and Toya are having a disagreement, as long as Heavenly keeps quiet, I'm quiet. Heavenly jumps in, I jump in. Because they were tag teaming. And it's okay. They tag team. I'm playing double dutch. I'm jumping in. But I like the fact that even like, I want to clear myself. I love the fact that she's like, well, hold on, I'm gonna have some water. Because sometimes I do get too much. And I would like to get bullied, you know. But I do feel like at the end of the day, I know where some of these things have came from. You know, the fact that I was willing to do business with people that I have dated in the past, and that being a male. That they ran with that. I'm like, oh, shit. I dated people, and if you were dated some females, too. That's what we talking about, so,
She's part of the LGBTQ.
all I'm saying is, I would like the world, I want to set the record straight. I don't have any friendships that I've ended on a tragic note. Was heavy, literally, and figuratively. You know, but to answer your question, it was...
See, and then...
It was...
How many people are tired of Simone's buck-toothed skinny ass constantly body shaming Heavenly, but is so mad when Sweet Tea gets body shamed? It's weird. It's weird. Listen to this little thing. Listen, she made that 120-pound comment at the reunion, and she says all this little stuff. But did you guys know? Oh my God. Did you guys know when Simone and Cecil separated and there was 2 houses? It was literally because Cecil had gave Simone the space she needed and moved out because he got an ultimatum about hanging out with Tammy. He moved out and chose Tammy at one point, you guys. That's why there was 2 houses, you guys. You guys. Anyway, let's keep going.
And I needed that. And so I don't feel bad for anything.
Why are you able to forgive Anila though? For saying the thing.
Did you hear what I said, producer team? We all have made mistakes on this show. Right. Anila was a yokel too. No, Anila was an ass. Anila was an ass. Okay, and let me tell you why.
You guys.
Keyboard Rich.
So this is that phenomenon. Anila started the rumor about Quad sleeping around in her neighborhood. Anila started the rumor. Carrie Wells did the whole, you're going to get, there's a hit out on her. Quad repeated what the white people said, you guys. They apologized one time, and we're going to hear from Toya, the day drinker's ass right now, that it took one apology from the white lady, and she was like, okay, this black lady's been apologizing to Quad for years, and even at the reunion, she was like, yeah, I don't know if that was a good enough apology. Yeah. But we're about to hear from the day drinker Toya, and there's nothing wrong with day drinking. We're about to hear from the day drinker Toya that Anila, who she knows started that shit, was forgiven immediately. Just like when Eugene went and talked to Carlos, he said the same thing. Oh, Anila came to our house and apologized one time, and so we let her off the hook. But the black girl needs to take the brunt of all of this for years. And get sent home because she's salty that for years she has to apologize for what the white people said. You guys. Here we go.
Production knows this is that. They say, bring this girl on at your best. I'm not gonna say who said it, you know. And so when it happened, I was genuinely hurt. Like, then Gene got genuinely hurt because his wife hurt, he hurt, right? So at that point, I was like, anything they could have done. Anything. I was with Anila yesterday. And I was like, and we were driving in the car, laughing, ha ha ha. And
you guys, she was with Anila yesterday and spent this freaking hour and 19 minutes so far talking trash still about Quad, but was with Anila yesterday.
I didn't appreciate that. And I said, I'm falling.
Can you guys hear it back?
What I'm not going to do is pretend to be your friend if you're not a genuine friend to me. And she said, let me prove it. I was like, I'm sorry. She was so honest that everybody just wants to be your friend, but really they're playing C, right? And they're building, at the time, with their side of the couch. And so they were trying to get in that because they didn't understand I even couch was heavy, literally and figuratively. You know, but to answer your question, it was easy, heavy. It was easy for me to forgive Anila because I have always been a forgiving person on the show. I hate that they're going this narrative that I would hate somebody because I don't hate not a soul in the world.
We've never seen you. I mean, listen, you forgave Mariah, right?
Yeah.
Mariah got so
I forgave Audra. I cried with Audra.
Yeah.
Right? I cleared that up when I could have not. I could have went further, even behind the scenes, and like this girl tried to attack me on camera. But instead, I was like, I've been here. When you lose yourself. You know, and so I've always been a forgiving person. Simone, shit, I felt like Simone hurt me. When we were yelling at each other, not hearing each other, we did. But I have to get to a place where, and I took the time so that I can forget it. And normally when I forget. And I forget. I really do move past it. I really do. Anila,
so you guys hear this BS that the day drinker's saying right now? She's trying to convince us and herself and whoever will listen that she forgives and she moves on. So what is this thing that we've been seeing as viewers for at least 5 years between her and Quad? If you forgive and move on, then how has this relationship snowballed into like one of those dung berries that gets rolled around by that beetle? If you easily forgive everybody but Quad, huh? Is it because I don't know. Look, it's my phenomenon. Is it because she's the darkest person in the room and so like she just gets this, she's the catch-all? What's up with that? That you expect so much from Quad and Dr. Heavenly. You kind of leave Jackie alone, but I don't think Toya's really checking for Jackie either. But she's forgiven her and moved on and forgot. Oh, I forgive and I forget. Oh, I forgive and I forget. But not with Quad, who's done nothing to you that the white ladies didn't do to you. Who you were with yesterday.
Genuinely came to me to my doorstep and she was like, almost in tears, like, I just want my friend back. And I said, you want your child back? I did. And she said, I do.
Okay, you liar.
And I appreciate that. I appreciate that. And I said, I'm all for it. If it brings ratings, I said, but what I'm not going to.
See? And even that statement. So when Quad was at work for her check, they were like, you're just here for a check and you said it and that's wrong. But when the white lady comes to your door with her tail between her legs and apologizes to you for starting the rumors about you being a thief, mastermind, and smashing your neighbors in your gated community when you're not day drinking and driving the tennis court around, the tennis cart, who you forgave immediately. Really? All it took was for her to come to you and say that she wanted her job back. And that's cool with you. You can respect that because she just told you straight up. But when Quad, my ultra melanated goddess, says to a room full of other melanated goddesses, I'm here for my check. I built that house. I'm building another something. I got these bills to pay. I'm here for my check. It's a problem, Toya? Really? Really, Toya? Is anybody on my vibe right now? Am I reaching like I'm in Burkham yoga in a hot yoga class? Am I reaching too far, you guys? Or am I onto something when I play this and put 5 and 8 together? Hello? I'm gonna let her keep saying the stuff. I'm gonna let her say it again though. So you can try to, maybe you'll hear what I heard. Everything she let Anila slide with, she's gathering wood right now to crucify Quad on or to burn her at the stake. And it's the wood that she took from what should be at Anila's feet, in my opinion. Because how the person that started all of this mess end up with you yesterday and in your favor, and the one who's been apologizing for 2 years has more apologizing to do?
went further, even behind the scenes, like, this girl tried to attack me on camera, but instead I was like, I've been there. When you lose yourself, and so I've always been a forgiving person. Simone, I feel like Simone hurt me. When we were yelling at each other, not hearing each other, we did. But I have to get to a place where, and I took the time so that I can forget it. And normally when I forget. And I forget. I really do move past it. I really do. Anila genuinely came to me, to my doorstep, and she was like, almost in tears, like, I just want my friend back. And I said, you want your job back? I did. And she said, I do.
Okay, you right.
And I can appreciate that. I can appreciate that. And I said, I'm all for it. If it brings ratings, I said, but what I'm not going to do is pretend to be your friend if you're not a genuine friend to me. And she said, let me prove it. I'm a genuine. I was like, I'm sorry. She was so honest about everything she had did. And I was like, okay, we'll see going forward.
So one last question.
Oh boy.
Do you guys miss Mariah being on the show?
You guys. I don't get it. I'm kind of baffled. I'm very disappointed that these two particular, Toya and Surround Sound, got to treat Quad like she was the Titanic and play her two sides to the middle. And even the experiences that she had with Dr. G, they downplayed those. It's just been a lot of attacks on Quad, period. And I hope Quad shares herself with us again. I don't know that Quad has to put herself in the position, though, to be abused by these two women anymore. That's kind of where I am with it. Who do you guys pick in this versus? Like, it's literally like pick your player at this point. Everybody has a story. Everybody has a side. I am biased. Like, I appreciate Heavenly for a lot other reasons off screen, but I know I don't get paid from her to endorse any of her stuff or nothing. I just see what I see and I feel the way that I feel. I was on a live yesterday in these YouTube streets, and the people were so willing to hate Jackie. Oh, she should have been over it. She should have been over it. No compassion for what that woman was going through and how she was choosing to handle her marriage and all of that. Like trying to force somebody to get over their fear of heights by taking them to the top of the Empire State Building with a parachute doesn't work for everybody, you guys. How they make all these excuses for harming Quad's mental health. And then that's one thing I will comment on. We're going to do our recap about the reunion another time now that we have all of this off-reunion, off-season stuff to add to it for context for what we saw during the reunion, which seemed really kind of sparse and choppy, as we found out now that chop was literal. They were chopping it left and right. It was like a nip tuck, a botched nip tuck over there, you guys. But for me, I am still, hey, look, I'm Team Heavenly and Team Quad right now. Simone and Toya are looking kind of like, I'm not sure what they're doing, but they definitely are production's pets, in my opinion. Allegedly. They are willing to do what production wants them to do in the worst way against their castmates. Whereas what Heavenly does is, well, SweetnSour wasn't a whole full-on castmate yet. And she obviously just apologized to Quad because she didn't know all the things that she had endured at the hands of Dr. G. Quad had never shared that. Quad did not give them a chance to reconcile their marriage because Quad wanted out of that madhouse that Sweet Tea is currently living in with the new painted walls. Yeah, Team Quad and Heavenly, based off of what I just saw, because I cannot subscribe to the mentality of this Black woman, Toya the Day Drinker, forgiving Anila and Carrie Wells and scapegoating Quad. I cannot subscribe to the mentality of Surround Sound abusing Quad at the behest of production. Jackie, I really wish she would have said more. I could play that other one because Dr. Heavenly did speak about how right after the reunion, when she was like, Dr. Jackie gonna stand up for me and she's gonna get you. If you come over here, look, now you're gonna get up, aren't you, Dr. Jackie, aren't you? She said Dr. Jackie called her after the thing and was like, girl. But Dr. Jackie just isn't willing to get loud and argue on TV. She's just not gonna do it. She's not gonna do it. So even when Dr. Heavenly and Surround Sound were arguing over Dr. Jackie kind of just sat there as far as we saw. After the show, though, her and Dr. Heavenly are cool. They're fine. She does have this whole brand, though, that she's putting on for the cameras. She's nice prude on the cameras. She has never crossed the line. The one time she got loose willy on the lips over there on Dr. Heavenly's channel, it got her in trouble, and now she's zipped up again. So that was all we were going to get from over there. But we're going to come back later here on Large Curves and do our recap of Married to Medicine. And we got lots to talk about over there. I just wanted to give us some context for what was missing. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you support the channel. That was from the Patreon that I have to pay for that Dr. Heavenly and Quad interview. So I hope you guys found it enjoyable. For you, those of you who didn't spend the $5 for it. But always support the channel, smash the like button, smash the subscribe button, ring the bell, leave a comment, and I'll see you guys in the next video, Curvies. Thanks for popping through.